Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Givaradhari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Givaradhari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Givaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamunadiravanachari 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 Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radhe Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radhe Jai Jagannath Jai Jagannath Jai Baladeva Jaya Subhadra Jai Jagannath Jai Jagannath Jai Baladeva Jaya Subhadra Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev Gurudev Jaya Jaya Harinam Sankirtan Hare Krishna, welcome all the devotees for today's session. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tado Jayapurede Nashta Prayesu Habadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naishiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagova Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpade Gopisa Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Sapta Kanjana Gaurange Radhe Vrindaveshwari Shabanu Sudadevi Pranamami Hari Pre Panchakalpa Rubasya Kriba Sundha Bhaivacha Paditana Pavane Pyo Vaishnave Pyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sadvaita Gadada Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktavranda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So since we are going to discuss something about Ramayana stories, we'll chant Valmiki Stuti also. Pujantam Rama Ramedi Maduram Madharakshaham Ahrutya Kavida Sagam Mante Valmiki Gogilam Valmiki Murisimmasya Kavida Vacharini Srinvan Vanda Rama Kada Nadam Konayadi Param Yadim Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunadaya Nadaya Sitaya Pare Namaha. Hare Krishna. Welcome all the devotees for taking a precious time for today's class. Last time we discussed about previously we discussed about the glories of Ayodhya, and also we discussed about how the Ayodhya was ruled by Dasarath in a very, very systematic way, and he was accommodated by many ministers, and they were doing this, performing all these their duties like that we saw. And also we also saw how Dasarath was gifted with the Payasam, where the 4 divine sons were born to him. Up to that we saw, and today we'll continue further. Actually, when the Dasarada saw in front of him his Ram growing from childhood to boyhood. Actually, it was stated here from the Subala. I'm just going according to the Subala's book. It was narrated by him very, very systematically. He was observing the Ram's growth from his childhood to the boyhood. He was observing the total, this what is called a samadhi. Each moment of Ram's existence, he was just like a samadhi, how that saintly people will seeing the Paramatma in the heart. Like he was he was seeing his external form, his internal beauty. He was cherishing like that. Suddenly, he got one idea. Now it is around 12 years. At the time, Dasarath Maharaj was thinking, he was around 12 years old. He was thinking it is the best time for him to get married. Suddenly some thought came in his Dasarath Maharaj's mind. At the time, he was in the midst of all these the assembly of ministers. Everybody is there. Suddenly, one god from the entrance of the palace came running inside with a very, very high speed, and not able to speak in front of the Dasarath Maharaj. He was perspiring. All these things, symptom was there. His anxiety, everything was there. And he asked, "What happened to you?" Then the time that the God told, there is one saint has come, and he is very disturbed. He is very angry. Actually, he wants to burn me. The way in which he is looking at me is I was terrified. Kindly save me. Like that, that God was telling Dasarath Maharaj. And he was asking, who is that? That you know what is the stage name? He said, Viswamitra. When he uttered the word Viswamitra, the entire assembly stood in reverence of Viswamitra. Dasarath Maharaj himself came up to the entrance of the palace and he greeted Viswamitra, talked to him nicely, and glorified him and praised him, for he was so fortunate to have the saint in his palace without being invited. And he glorified Vishwamitra Muni, saying that you are, yeah, you are coming itself is like the pilgrimage visiting my the kingdom. Very this, very pleasing, and also he was praising him. Normally, you will not come outside your hermitage unless there is a need. Understand there is a need for you. That's why you came to Ayodhya. All this he was praising Vishwamitra like anything. And he escorted him to this throne. He offered him the seat and he washed his feet. He did arti. All these things, welcome was done nicely. And after completing the formality, this Vishwamitra was seated nicely. All these ministers were seated nicely. Vishwamitra asked two questions to Dasar Maharaj. The two question is very profound question. One is asking whether he had conquered his enemies and whether those under his conquest were submissive to him. The first question is whether he has conquered his enemy and whether even if you have conquered, whether those the people who are conquered, whether you are under your submissive control. And the second thing is whether you are performing your two important duties towards the society and God. These are the important question Vishwamitra asked. So from this, Subhalaswari gives an analogy here. He is talking about two type of enemies. One is external enemy, which is with the kingdom where attacked by the neighboring kings, all these things like that. And another is internal enemy. He's talking about internal enemies like lust, anger, greed, pride, and illusion and envy. You also say these six anarthas can be controlled for some time. And keeping that these six anarthas always in control is not an easy task. That's why he's asking, Vishwamitra asking him, you are able to control your enemies, means these six adjusts about these enemies, and also we are able to control those enemies. And here, one of the important lesson he is telling is when a person, and the second question he is asking is when here the second question he was asking me whether you are performing the most important duties towards society and God. Here, when the king, by his words, mind and body, that is BMW, by the body, mind and words are using service of God and society, and he will be peaceful. These anarthas will not do any harm to him. That is what he is telling. And the second question is whether these two are once an internal enemy is done, and always once all this is done, he will protect from the succumbing to his internal enemies. When a person is doing a service to the society and God, he will not be disturbed by these anarthas. And here, what is the important lesson what we learn from is for spiritualists, for our deities, for a spiritualist, for the soul deities, your Shravanam Kirtanam. When you do constantly chanting and hearing the Krishna Katha, and that is a diet for us actually, the spiritual diet. And the spiritual exercise is Seva. If you do only the Shravanam Kirtanam, if it is not complementary by this Seva, then after some time, even what you are doing, Shravanam Kirtanam also, you will not have taste which you are doing. That both has to go hand in hand. Both the Seva as well as Shravanam Kirtanam should go hand in hand. Now, after that, Dasarath was praising Vishwamitra Muni. When he came to this assembly, he was again continuing his praise. He was talking to Vishwamitra Muni, you are coming here to my to the kingdom. He is like, I obtained the Amrita, immortality I obtained. This nectar, celestial nectar, when the Devadas got, how they were happy. Like that, immortality I got Amrita by coming here. And also, person in the kingdom, there was no rain for many years. Suddenly, the rain comes and the drought is removed. The drought is removed from the kingdom. How the people, citizens will be happy. I am feeling that happiness. And also, it gives very important example is a person who lost that treasure. Suddenly, get back the treasure. What happiness you will have. Fourth thing is giving a person who doesn't have children for a long time, after a long time he got a child, how he will be happy? Like that, I am feeling the happiness of your unlimited happiness I'm getting. Like that, he is telling Vishwamitra Muni, this one, Vishwamitra was very happy with this. And as I told you, he was asking, you will not come normally outside a hermitage unless there is a need. I understand you have come for some purpose. And what is your purpose? Like that, you want to just start initiating his so he was telling here, then the Vishwamitra talks subsequently, he gives answer. That we'll talk about that. Now, here Vishwamitra is now he started glorifying Dasharatha Maharaj. He is telling, you are talking all this saying because you are ably guided by your Guru Vasishta. Whatever you are talking about me and you are able to find out some good quality in me, the saintly people, you since you are having association of Vasishta, that it influenced you. And here, Vishwamitra gives very important thing. And he is here, Dasharatha Maharaj telling, since you have come as a guest asking for some favor from Ayodhya, I am prepared to do whatever you want. He promises here. When the Dasharatha Maharaj promises here, Vishwamitra reminds. Normally, if a person who is very saintly king, he honors his words. Since you are given a commitment to me, you have to honor. There is where you will not. That very important principle is you should not break your promise. That is telling. There ends there, and then Vishwamitra says, it is not that I came alone only. Previously also, since he gives an example, just like Shiva, Vishnu, and Brahma, the shelter for everybody needs. Really, I came to Ayodhya looking for some shelter for me. I am in some need. That's why I come. And he also reminded, Dasharatha Maharaj also helped the demigods to defeat one demon called Sambrasura. So that was a great battle. In that, the Dasharatha Maharaj went for fighting, helped the demigods. He reminded all these things. And here, the example analogy is Vishwamitra means he is the friendly to everybody, the entire to the world, friendly to the entire world. What is the friendly is that he gives the knowledge about how to maintain peace and tranquility in the society. Because of a lot of tapasya, he is able to acquire that. He is giving. That is what is friendly to everybody. Here, one of the principle the Bhagavad Gita teaches about is about our speech. Our speech should have 5 quality. Why 5 quality should be there? You should be satyam, you should be truthful, you should be pleasing, that is priyam, beneficial, hitam, and non-agitating, anudvega karam, and coupled with the scripture, swadaya. So these are the things. Actually, here it gives Dasharatha Maharaj was perfect in all these things. But we have to find out whether he is able to keep up his promise. But whatever he says, satyam, he should be truthful, whether he is able to live up to the truthful, or he is giving just like he gives a promise. Here, one important thing is we have to understand, Dasharatha Maharaj also earlier given one promise to Jadayu. You remember earlier when we saw that, when Jadayu supported Dasharatha Maharaj in a fight with Sani, Jadayu came and burned his the wings. At that time, he was so much happy with this one, Jadayu. And Jadayu asked, what do you want? You ask anything. I want your son. At that time, Dasharatha Maharaj did not have any son at that time. He said immediately, I'm fulfilling a son. Whenever I get a son, I'll give it to you. Like that, based on that, he somehow escaped that promise. Similarly, he was also thinking, Dasharatha Maharaj also was contemplating his mind when he is reminded, when Vishwamitra reminded him about his promise, you should not break your promise. He was thinking now what Vishwamitra may say, what we ask, like that he was contemplating. And here, I previously doubted Jadayu. The same way I can also escape, like that he was thinking. And here, the Vishwamitra comes directly to his business. Vishwamitra says, I have come here to ask for I am doing a lot of yajna and sacrifice I am doing. All the yajnas are disturbed by the two demons, Maricha and Subhahu. I am doing perfectly all the yajna. I have taken a vow not to get angry and agitated during the entire yajna process. They took advantage of my vow and they come the last minute when I was supposed to offer the last oblation. They come and drop all this flesh and blood and other things, all absurd things, and spoil the entire yajna. I want your son to come and kill these two demons. Directly he gives. And also, is here. See now, immediately when he was telling this, here Dasaratha Maharaj was thinking, now he wants some protection from me. The Dasaratha Maharaj was contemplating, because before answering him, he was just thinking in his mind, he wants protection. So I can go, or I can send my army along with this one, Viswamitra Muni to do that. And after that, immediately when he was thinking like that, Viswamitra said, I want your wrong. Directly he comes there and said, I want your wrong. When Dasaratha Maharaj said, he want wrong, he was devastated. He doesn't know what to do. He never expected Viswamitra will ask demand from wrong. So here he was giving Dasaratha Maharaj feeling inside his mind. The two examples. He gave a two profound example of four example he gave how he was happy with Viswamitra's arrival. Here he is telling two example how he is unhappy with the Viswamitra's request. He is telling, once a blind man got a vision. After getting a vision, if lose the vision, what will be his predicament? Similarly, now he is now putting his own position. He was not having son earlier because of Pushrakasta Yajna, Putrakamashta Yajna. He got the son, but now the son is taken away. So what is the use of getting son? Like that, he was having this feeling within himself. Then by saying this, Dasaratha Maharaj collapsed there only. In front of Viswamitra, he fell. So now many ideas are coming in his mind, and how to protect. Now his aim is only how to protect Ram from not sending him with Viswamitra. That is the aim now. Now he is want to justify how he cannot give Ram. That is going to be the analogy of our Dasaratha Maharaj. Now here, when he was little hesitant, when he was not immediately positive, Viswamitra got angry. At that time, he is telling, Aham Vedim Mahatmanam Ramam Satyam Parakramam Vasishto Abhi Mahatejo Echai Yeme Tabasistida. The translation is, I know who is Ram. You have no idea about the kind of power he has. Even Vasishta and other sages here know about it. Viswamitra reprimanded Dasaratha for underestimating the strength of his son and the one who had the power to achieve anything he wanted. That was immediately become rage. Viswamitra just directly scolded him. So now the two roles of here Viswamitra and as well as Ram description is given here. And here also he says, one of the lessons Subhalas writes here is, Dasaratha Maharaj, what he did, Dasaratha Maharaj is kept quiet when the Viswamitra came without giving any promise. It could have been better. He gave a promise to Viswamitra, I will do anything for you. Then after getting the promise, and he want to retract the promise. Here he say, it is better to give less promise. Then more, if you give more, if you are not able to live up to that standard, then it diminishing your respect. Here also, actually he was a king. Viswamitra, Dasaratha Maharaj was a king. He treated Viswamitra, he came in his favor. he promised, when voluntarily he told something, he is prepared to give anything for him. When he is asking, he is retracting back. That's why he is reprimanded. He got angry. Vishwamitra got angry. So the difference between Dasaratha Maharaj and Vishwamitra is Dasaratha Maharaj was like a affectionate and loving father. He knows about Ram from the time he took birth up to 12 years. He knows in and out of Ram. But Vishwamitra Muni, he loves Ram, and also he's got what is called, what is his position spiritually. He knows because of his power of knowledge and devotion. The Dasaratha Maharaj love and attachment. The difference is because of love and attachment to Ram, Dasaratha Maharaj is not able to understand the capability of Ram, and he is not able to now perform the duty of a king to relieve his son for the betterment of the society. Here, that is the but Dasaratha Maharaj want to utilize Ram's power, extraordinary power, Ram God, that is for saving the society, saving the humanity, saving the culture, saving the dharma. All these things you want to use it in the service of God. So now, since the Vishwamitra, here one of the important things we can learn is, since the Vishwamitra was always always in the lotus feet of the God, he was having the crown gel. What is the crown gel? What Dasaratha Maharaj has a crown. He's got a royal cloth. He's adorned with priceless jewel and perfume, garland. So many things our Dasaratha Maharaj had. But moment Vishwamitra told about what is called about I want Ram, immediately he got disheveled. All his clothes and all he's got, and as if he is not wearing anything. He took as if he's an ordinary beggar. But here, Vishwamitra is having a Kamandalo and Shusha grass. These two he is having. It doesn't have, that's a grass actually. But since he is always serving the lotus feet of the God, that has got a power to even dictate terms to the king. That is the power of the Vishwamitra Muni. See, Vishwamitra Muni, that Dasaratha Maharaj thought Ram was born from the womb of his wife. So because of that, he was nurturing him from the childhood, very, very affectionately, caring for him. As he grew, all these things he asked this one. He was given the care of Vasishtha to teach him Gurukul. All these things was there, but he was always seeing as a father. Father means a protective father. He was seeing him. So the difference between, even though the Dasaratha was staying with Ram, he did not open his mind to see Ram is a supreme personality of Godhead. The Vasishtha knows. When we saw earlier, when Dasaratha Maharaj took him, Ram, all these children to Vasishtha's Gurukul for learning, actually Dasaratha Maharaj sat there to know from them how Vasishtha is going to teach the children. At that time, Vasishtha, if you remember, I told you, Vasishtha told, you kindly go from here. I can't teach you in your presence. Why you can't teach you the present? Dasaratha Maharaj will not be able to understand the Ram is a supreme personality Godhead. What the Vasishtha did, immediately circumambulated the Ram 3 times and begged forgiveness. I am going to teach you. Please give me intelligence to teach you. That's the bow in which Vasishtha knows. That's why he says, the Vishwamitra says, even Vasishtha knows, all the saintly people knows what is the power of Ram. And here Dasaratha Maharaj is going to give some justification why he can't part with Ram. That we'll discuss. Before that, there are 12 number is very, very important in connection with Ram. He was born, Ram was born 12th month. And there are 24,000 verses in Ramayana. That means 12 into 2 is 2 into 12,000 is 24,000. The 12 number is there. But Ram, when the 12 years old, Vishwamitra Muni came there. There is a 12 years important. When at the age of 12, he got married. So 12 is very important. And he was sent to exile after 12 years of marriage. So these are all 12 years connected to Ram very personally. Here, Dasaratha Maharaj and Ram, Dasaratha Maharaj as well as Vishwamitra Muni calls Ram as Rajiva Lochana. Here, very nice example is given. Dasaratha Maharaj says, my son Ram is a Rajiva Lochana. Rajiva Lochana means it is like a lotus flower. Lotus flower, what it does, when as soon as the sun comes in the morning, it opens up. When the sun descended, it becomes sun sets up. That lotus closes. So he says, one example he gives is, Ram is not even 16 years old. At that time, for anybody to enter into the war, it should be minimum 16 years. That's only Abhimanyu also entered into the war in Mahabharata war. At the time, he was 16 years old. To give an example, he gives an example here, argument to Vishwamitra Muni. Ram is not even 16 years to lift his bow and arrow. He can't fight demons. That's number one he gives. And also says, he's a Rajiva Lochana. Rajiva Lochana means when the sun sets, immediately his eyes are closing, you go to sleep. You want these Rakshasas to be fought during the night time. Night time, you cannot wake up, you can't remain awake in the night time. So these two examples he gives. Here, Vishwamitra Muni also says here, Ram is Rajiva Lochana. Here gives an example. Vishwamitra analogy is when as soon as the sun comes, the lotus opens up. Similarly, when the Ram is involved, whatever I am doing the sacrifices, he can immediately vanishes all the demons and he will restore whatever I'm supposed to do. As a welfare to the society, what I'm doing, he'll help me like that is safe. Now, here we saw, because here Dasaratha Maharaj, what is the mistake of Dasaratha Maharaj? He was always considering Ram as his son, and because of that, he's got short-sighted. He cannot see beyond. It's a supreme person of Godhead. He can perform miracles. He can do many things what saintly people wanted. He can be asset to the society. Those things he did not give. He did not think as a king as supposed to do. So Mitra gives one of the analogy. You are not only a father, you are as a king. You are performing the duty of a father, and you are not allowing your son to grow. But whereas I am the saintly person, I know what is the power of this one. You are wrong. I want him to grow. I want him to grow in such a way his existence is utilized by the entire living beings. Like that, he is telling analogy. Here, the one more analogy he is given is, Ram is like a what is a raw diamond. Vishwamitra is considered to be like a chiseler. That the diamond maker is there. He chisels unwanted this portion from the diamond that it shines. Now Ram is like a sun. He's like going to be you will be incorporated coronated as a king. All this thing is there, but I want to take him away so that I can teach him many things which he is supposed to do as a king. He is telling, I will give. He's got a talent. Beyond talent, with the talent, I want to give the success. That you want to tell him like that. All his justification, Vishwamitra gives kindly to Dasaratha Maharaj, so that to make him understand, realize how important is Ram. Is not only for Dasaratha Maharaj his own personal, he has to serve the society like that is given. Here, one more important thing Subhalaswami says is, as a father, want to always protect the children. Because of that affection and attachment, they are not, some of the parents not allowing the children to take their own decision. They want to, for example, somebody who was a chartered accountant, an engineer or advocate, they want the children to continue the profession. But if it is given some kind of a independent decision to think, they can grow. As a parents, we have to support whatever they desire, so that it become according to the Subhava, they will work. That is one of the lessons he writes here. Now, Dasaratha Maharaj is now the analogy changes now. Dasaratha Maharaj directly now opened up this helplessness in handing over Ram. But he is telling, instead is saying, what is called? He gives justification to Vishwamitra. I have conquered many wars. The demons I can defeat. I know what these demons I understand them. I will bring my entire army. I will vanquish them. So this cannot be done by Ram. He justifies. Here, and Maricha and Subhavu, they are not ordinary people. They are all having a connection with Ravana. They are very, very powerful people. So my son cannot handle it. Better I will come. So now Vishwamitra Muni is directly telling, I don't want you, I don't want your army, I want only Ram. He comes directly to the specific point. Now, Vishwamitra says, now he is Vishwamitra is almost lost his patience now. Now, you are born in a family of Ishwagu. Ishwagu means a person who has given the principle woe. That the woe you have to take. Now you are debating from your woe what he has given. You are disrespecting your entire denas. Like that he challenges. Now, the discussion between Vishwamitra Muni and Dasaratha Maharaj came to a very hot point. Now Vishwamitra says, I am prepared to leave. He take a position now, since you are not going according to your promise, I am prepared to give. Before going, Vishwamitra Muni looked at Vasishtha. When he saw Vasishtha, Vishwamitra was communicating with eyes toward that what is called Guru of Dasaratha Maharaj. You treat him like this. He give the promise, he go back on his promise. And by that indication, Vishwamitra Muni coming to Vasishtha Maharaj, it is also a mistake. He is not interfering like that. And then immediately, the Dasaratha Maharaj got some very good lesson. So Vishwamitra rage, when he become angry, he can curse anything. So at that time, Vasishtha intervenes. Vasishtha says, and he talks to Dasaratha Maharaj very nicely, when it is better for you to give your Ram to Vishwamitra Muni, and now he is talking about Vishwamitra's glories. Vasishtha says, Vishwamitra himself can vanquish all the demons. He is capable of doing it. But since he is taken a vow not to get angry, and also got agitated during this one, this is the only thing he is wanted, somebody to help. And when Ram goes with Vishwamitra Muni, he will give all this, all this mantra for protecting himself. And Vishwamitra Muni tells two mantra which is possessed. Our Vasishtha says he has got unlimited weapons. One weapon is more than enough to protect Ram, and also he can empower him with many whatever missiles are required. He will empower him to learn all the missiles. With that, he will be protected. Don't worry about his protection. Vishwamitra is capable of protecting the Ram. When he comes back after training from your Vishwamitra's return, it will be good for you. Like that, he pacifies Vasishtha. The Vasishtha pacifies Dasaratha Maharaj, and Dasaratha Maharaj finally is agreed to leave. Agrees to give Ram to Vishwamitra Muni. That time, actually, he comes. The Kausalya also comes at the time. Kausalya blesses Ram. You go with Vishwamitra Muni. And when Ram is prepared to move, the very important lesson is, nobody asked Ram whether you are interested to go with Vishwamitra Muni. See, that's one of the principle is you here our Subhalaswara says the difference between Ram and Krishna is one minute, I'll just tell you. See, Ram is called Anusthana Pradhan. Anusthana Pradhan means he has come to teach us how human beings should be disciplined with morality. But actually, Krishna is Anubhava Pradhan. Anubhava Pradhan means he has come to the impart fascinating experience. So the difference between both is when Ram has come as a human being, he lived up to that. He did not, Dasarad Maharaj, Vasishta, nobody asked him. Even Vishwamitra did not ask, shall we call Ram and ask him whether he want to come with? No. Dasarad Maharaj said, go with Vishwamitra. That's all. When Ram was leaving, Lakshman also joined. That's a unity between Ram and Lakshman. Wherever Ram goes, Lakshman goes also. And Kausalya comes there, giving a blessing. The Dasarad Maharaj even kisses his forehead of Ram, blesses him. And he is very happy that finally, and my son is going to learn many good things from Vishwamitra Muni. And Vishwamitra is assured the Dasarad Maharaj. And also while going, Vishwamitra, Dasarad Maharaj requests Vishwamitra Muni, you are in Ram. You are now your father and mother. Now, while he is reminding Vishwamitra Muni, Vishwamitra Muni normally gets angry. As a father, he is very strict. Mother is loving. So whenever you are very strict with him, and you also to express your love to him because you are his mother. And Vishwamitra says, I will take care of him, don't worry. And I will, when he comes back, I will return Ram with more happiness, and you will also happiness like that. Vishwamitra going was very happy with leaving the kingdom. So the story ends here very nicely here. So now, one of the things what is Subhalaswara says is, here when they're throwing this, this one, what is called, their flesh and blood. It represents the consciousness of the person. See, normally when the flesh and this one represent somebody is talking about false allegation and also what we can say some negative words about others. No, it have a very bad effect. Here, one of the lessons Subhalaswara says is the connection between Dasarad Maharaj thinking and Vishwamitra arrival. What Vishwamitra thought when Dasarad Maharaj, when he became 12 years, what he was thought of Dasarad Maharaj? Dasarad Maharaj was thinking, now it is a time for Ram to get married. Actually, when Vishwamitra came that time only, because of Vishwamitra Muni, Ram is going to get married. But here, Dasarad Maharaj was not thinking what is beyond him. What is the reason for Vishwamitra's coming? He is actually helping Inis to fulfill his desire. But he was thinking he is coming to take his the affectionate strength. That's why, for very important for our human psychology or your human brain and intelligence to understand what is happening in front of us for everything, for our benefit only. If you have that kind of consciousness, our life will be very beautiful. Because nothing is under control actually. But actually we should also accept where everything is going is according to the divine plan. If we follow the divine plan instead of building our own plan, then it will be good actually. We learned a good lesson from this particular story. Dasarad Maharaj was happy at the end because the Vasishta was his counselor. One of the important things Subhalaswara also says, everybody should have one Vasishta in somebody's life to go according to take care of one, maybe a spiritual master, a counselor, or your Shisha Guru. All these things, those people are there. Somebody is there to guide us, and the guiding person should not have any ulterior motive. You should not have any hidden agenda. Here, the Vasishta was a well-wisher of Ram, well-wisher of Dasarad Maharaj, well-wisher of the entire society. That's why Dasarad Maharaj took the instruction of Vasishta very seriously. He is mending his way towards Vishwamitra Muni, and everything ended very nicely. Hare Krishna, thank you very much. So I will stop here. so that they will continue with this discussion. I'm extremely thankful to Paramadayal Bro. Somehow I'm reading and relishing this editing of Ramayana. One more opportunity. Otherwise, it will remain in our mind and we don't talk to anybody. And after that, we forget also. By reading and talking, something is entering my mind also. It is good. Thank you very much, Guruji. Morning at Yagadis day, given me opportunity to speak something about glories of Ram.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Very nicely explained, Prabhuji. Very wonderful class, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for your nice words, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji,
yeah,
we are grateful to the Vasishtha that we have in you. So,
because I'm seeing in the morning getting some paper on it, nothing else.
It's a great opportunity for us to hear from you. Now, I just wanted to ask you, what is that you said, Anubhava?
Anubhava Pran. See, one is Anubhava. See, he has come to give. See, 1 minute. I'll say the same thing. 1 minute.
Anushtana.
Anushtana. 1 minute. 1 minute. One is one who was descended to teach.
Anushtana Priya and Anubhava Priya.
Yeah. Anushtana Pradhan means Ram.
Pradhan,
he wants to follow the instruction of the elderly people. He respect these people. He will not question anybody. Even this Dasan Maharaj said he did not hear directly from Dasan Maharaj go to exile. But if any elder says, he is prepared to accept. That's one. And he will not question any.
Is it similar to saying that he is very disciplined?
Discipline, yeah. That's a one. That what the discipline and morality. Morality. He never deviates from morality, even single instant. Entire realm of history of Ram. One thing you can't see deviated something from immorality. Nothing. And but whereas you can find the immorality in Krishna's action, because he's God, he came to give Anubhava Pradhan. He was giving all his leelas. And as a God, he can violate his own law. There is no, like suppose Tata owns a company. He can park the car anywhere. He can park the car entrance also. Nobody will question him. His company belongs. Similarly, he has come to establish his position like that. He came as a God. But here he did not exhibit. He has come as a human being.
Anubhava means experience, no?
Experience. But Leela. That we get happiness, no? Like a ball.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Actually, Ram is Maryada Purushottam. Krishna is Leela Purushottam.
Yeah. But the same thing only.
Same.
That's, yeah. He has not come. He is not under the rules of regulations of any of the Krishna's pastimes. He was breaking all the rules. Only few people can understand about Krishna's Leela. Everybody cannot understand. Unless you have a pure heart, you will question everything. But it's wrong. You can't question anything actually, except two mistakes. What Subhalas says. One is he had one what is called one incident where he made a fun with what is called Mantra, and one with Surpanaga. Otherwise, you will not have any fun. Ram was having any fun with somebody. You will not have. He is very serious. He is very grave. But that is not with respect to Lord Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.